What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Folks, back on the Bossman Show. See on the screen right there is Prairie View A&M's head football coach Bubba McDowell on the Bossman Show. Representing his path of pride over there, man. And our Prairie View, Texas coach. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, guys. How y'all doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good, coach. Football season's here, man, and ready to rock and roll here, man. So it can't be no better than this right now, coach.
Absolutely, ready to go.
Yes, sir. Coach, let me ask you, Coach, how has this camp been for your guys so far? I know you had a scrimmage, you weren't happy with the scrimmage, but how was it gotten since that scrimmage you guys had, Coach?
I think it's probably one of the best camps that we've had since I've been here. Definitely as a head coach, again, these guys been running around, man, like a wild bunch of animals out there, man. And again, having fun, and having fun and doing what they're supposed to do for us assignment-wise. Minimum mistakes of this whole summer, fall for camp, should I say, for these guys, man, and that's always good. We have minimal injuries, and not a whole lot of injuries, and that's always good as well, especially as hot as it has been.
Yeah, no doubt, Coach. And Coach, now being down in Texas, I know it's similar to humidity here in Georgia. How has it been trying to keep the guys safe out there? Because I know it's been oppressive heat even here in Atlanta in the 110s for the heat index. So how you try to keep those guys hydrated and safe, man?
Well, again, what we did, we basically normally we would go in the evening. We've been going in the evening for the last several years, but this time we switched it up. We go in the morning from 8:15, about 8:15 to about 10:15, 2 hours out there in the field, and also while we're out there, make sure that we're giving these guys adequate breaks because again, they are flying around, they are doing what they actually do, and as I told them, like, look, guys, if we're running throughout practice, there's no need for us to be running after practice, so they buying into that. So we also not only knowing what we're supposed to do assignment-wise, flying around during practice, but we're also getting in shape as well.
100%, Coach, because as you and I both know from playing the game, man, football shape is different from just being in shape. You don't get in that shape out there flying around, actually them pads on and hitting and making plays for real.
Absolutely, absolutely. Again, that's what we want to do. Again, just go out there, make sure you're doing your job. And as I've been preaching all summer, guys, make sure we take care of each other. They've been going at each other. We've had several scuffles out there. I had to break it up, send guys in, suspend guys. But again, we know that's part of football. And as I told them, at the end of the day, we got to line up as one unit when we tackle TSU the first game of September 2nd. So they bought into it. We broke camp. Everybody's on the same page, and now we're getting ready to go for TSU. A really good team coming Saturday.
Yes, indeed. That's you all's big rivalry. And so, Coach, like you said, man, I know you broke camp now. So, do you kind of balance put in stuff for TSU while you're in the camp, or you just kind of do camp things, install what you're going to install, and not delve into it now with it being game week?
Absolutely. You hit it on the head. Again, we put in what we need to do for the guys to learn what they're supposed to learn. And then probably we start working on TSU probably like probably last week. So we kind of got a good 2 weeks in and getting ready to get prepared for these guys. But you're absolutely right. It's just the first part of it, again, is about, putting stuff in, seeing what they can learn, how much they can learn, how much they can retain, and hopefully they can retain a lot, and again, that's what I'm always preaching to them. Like, hey, those that are able to retain information and go out and execute it, those are the guys we're going to travel with.
And Coach, as you know this from us both playing football, those small details of certain coverage, certain looks, certain schemes you're running, they really matter. It's going to show really what guys potential in the classroom for us with the coaches and in the position groups. Because I feel like, Coach, you and I both know this. Every play matters, and those small details that the average fan don't know, but me and you can see, all matters to winning games, tough games. We put a opponent like TSU or a strike opponent who knows you all very, very well.
Exactly. You hit it on the head. We both know each other really, really well. And those small details matter. And that is what we try to instill to the guys about being where you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to do. Don't do nobody else's job. Do your job first, and then let the athletic part of it take over after that. Because, again, if you're trying to do someone else's job, that small detail, now you're out of position, they out of position, that one small detail can cost us either first down or touchdown or the game.
Yes, indeed. And, Coach, with just so much competition that you're having, the guys flying around competing, don't you? It just feels good knowing you have depth on your roster you can go to, because with those guys competing at half playing time, holding each other accountable, being out there getting frisky a little bit, you got some depth out there that you can go to, because we know adversity don't hit the football season. So we feel good having guys you can turn to if something happens to one of your first ring guys.
Yes, absolutely. I'm telling guys all the time, man. That's why it's so important that you know what you're doing on the field. You know what you're doing in that classroom, and things you learn in that classroom, we got to take it out to the field, and rep it to the best of your ability to learn it. Because, again, you just never know. And I tell them all the time, like, dude, when I was at Miami, one of the biggest games of the year, early in the year, Florida State game, Donald Ellis, who have been, a pro corner at that time, went down with an ACL. And shoot, I had to pop in right then and there and take over. So it's very important that, our first, second, third, fourth string guys, hey, know what they're doing, because you just never know when your time is coming.
No doubt, Coach. And Coach Mesquita, man, since you took over as the head coach, talk about the growth in your program from last year to this year, and seeing the growth in your guys who know what you and your coach is expecting from them as you've been the head coach as a staff all together.
Yeah, the big growth has been tremendous. Again, it's about just teaching these young men, again, not only just football, but things that they need to know off the field, things they need to know in the classroom. Because as I tell them all the time, guys, at some point, you guys going to be looked at trying to get to the next level for your coaching style, coaching ability, and you should, So we got to be able to teach our guys the same method as if they're going to be going to the next level. Whether they make it or not, we got to teach it that way. And that's the only way I know how to teach it, because, again, it's going to help them get better as a player and help us get better as coaches. The more we can teach, the more we can have those guys learn the system on the field, on the board, and transition when they take it to the field and transition to the field and make things happen out there, and seeing the mistakes and then coming back in and correcting those mistakes over and over and over again. It makes them so much better, and also makes us better as coaches. And that's the biggest growth I've seen this year. I named Coach Bossman who was our linebacker coach last year and special team coach at DC this year. And man, he is doing a heck of a job with them guys. I can't believe I even waited that long to name him as a DC, but he's teaching. Coach Frederick, OC, he's teaching. Our O-line coach, Coach Green, teaching. Jonas, Jackson, along with Coach Marlon Watson, they're teaching. And that's what these guys want. They want to be taught. They want to learn. So let's give it to them.
And no doubt, Coach, like you said, Coach, I feel like I was disappointed not to make only one HBCU player got drafted this past draft. There's so much talent in the HBCU realm of football and SWAC. And guys that you all watch the tape, they can play the next level, but they're not really getting opportunities other than undrafted free agents. So talk about teaching them the right way. So if they get that contract, get that late round draft pick, they can go be prepared to compete for a job during this time of year and make that 53-man roster and stick it in the NFL.
Yeah, they have to be prepared. And again, that's why, I'm always on my coaches. Hey, let's get these guys ready to go. As I said earlier, they want to be taught. It's funny you mentioned that because one of my talks during training camp was I was at when I first started at Texas Southern, and then went over to U of H. And how I thought, I said, I was so naive how I thought that when I got over to U of H with Coach Browse that it was going to be so much better athletes in that secondary. And I told them guys, it wasn't. I said, and we were talking about what is, our whys, and after a couple of guys, said their whys, and they kind of asked me, what is your why? So my why is really teaching you guys how to prepare for the next level, how to prepare for life after the next level, whatever it may be. I said, guys, you wouldn't be surprised or realize that, when I left Texas Southern, then went to U of H, I thought something totally different, and then how wrong I was when I got there. And I said, look, I had better athletes at Texas Southern in the secondary when I got to U of H. So it is very important to them that they understand that they can do it, but they got to go out and make sure that they do the job right. Because again, there's a real big difference between the Power 5 and the big FCS schools versus the smaller schools, the SWACs, the Southlands Conference guys. They're going to look at those guys first, and then they're going to look at us second. But at the end of the day, it is all about how many plays, how many interception tackles, how big of blocks that you make, crushes, and for running backs, how many yardage you have. It's about numbers. And I keep telling guys, at the end of the day, it's about numbers. It ain't no difference than when we're recruiting you guys from high school. I mean, it's about production. So those same production has to get better, here on a smaller level at Texas Southern, SWAC, or wherever we at, in order for you guys to get looked at. Is it possible? Absolutely. But again, those numbers has to be, really big for those guys to come out here and say, you know what, I really like this guy. I'm going to take a chance on this guy. And I remember a good buddy of mine, that he was like one of the best, Alonzo Highsmith. I mean, he used to love coming to HBCUs, taking these guys like Donald Drivers, that went to Green Bay and watching these guys develop. And look, they're Hall of Fame. We can still do that today. But again, it's about us teaching these young men how to prepare, in their classroom and on the field so that they can go out, make plays so these guys can see it. Guys meaning scouts.
No doubt, because, Coach, this, eye in the sky don't lie. Every time you're on that field, it's a job interview for you. You put out that good tape. I'll tell you all the time, you put out good tape. You can't be getting caught loafing or taking plays off or stalking because they'll be held against you at this level. Power 5 level, they'll say, okay, he did that a few times, but if you do it, it's worse. So at this level, you have to really put out good tape in everything you do and be versatile in everything you do.
Absolutely, and I told him because again, we had a good visit. We had a visit last week. One of my best buddies, Chris Dishman, came out. He's the DC with the Las Vegas team, and like I told guys, look, guys, we have given all the scouts, everybody permission, just come show up. So I said, you never know when they're gonna be out there. Sometimes they contact us and let us know they're coming out, and sometimes they come out late while we're out on the field. So it's very important that you guys go through this practice as if, somebody's out there looking at me and I'm trying to get to that next level. If that's what you're trying to do, if that's your goal. And it was for some reason that day, we had a bad day. And I at the end of the practice, I said, guys, I bet you if I had told you that we had a defensive coordinator from the Las Vegas XFL team out here looking, scouting, I guarantee you, y'all actions would have been totally different from start to finish. But this is why I tell you guys, it doesn't matter who or what is whoever's out there. You got to be able to go out every day and practice as if it's your last day, and practice as if you're going to be that guy going to the next level. I said, because he's out here watching you guys, and I guarantee you, when I call him later that night, he's going to tell me, like, hey, man, this guy wasn't doing this guy wasn't doing that. I wouldn't take him because he's lazy. And I tell the guys, so knowing that, he's standing over here behind me, and you guys didn't know who he was. Maybe some of them did, but I said, but this is very important. You guys understand that what we're telling you about coming out of practice and doing what you are asked to do every day, and that is perform to the best of your ability and learn your position, learn your skill set, and execute it the best you can, so that, again, it's going to help Prairie View, get better, and not only get better, but it's going to help you get better as well.
No doubt, Coach. And how excited are you for the new AD you have, the vision for the new AD for the program? Because as we all know, Prairie View is some of the best facilities in HBCUs for us, everything and resources. Talk about your new AD, meeting the new AD and getting a relationship with the AD and their report.
Yeah, I love Mr. Golf, man. We was at the Texas Southern luncheon yesterday, man. He's fiery, man. I love that in the AD, man. He came out, he put it out there, right as soon as he got out there and started talking. He was the first one introduced. He put it out there. He said, "We coming, we ready to play, man. We're bringing that trophy back to PV," and I like that in the AD. Because again, it gives me confidence, and it's confidence that I can take to the players. And I told him at the beginning of practice day, I said, "I'm just letting you know, guys, your AD put it out there already." He said, "We're bringing this trophy back, so we need to make sure that we honor that." So I love him, man. And I think he's going to do a great job there. I guarantee you that, because again, he's very hands-on. He's out at practice watching guys, talking to guys, and it's always good to see an AD or top administrator come out and mingle with the players. Believe it or not, they love that. So I know he's going to be doing great things. When I saw him doing that the last 2 days.
No doubt, Coach. Let's get some, man, with recruiting, transfer portal, the NIL. Have you been able to get your hands on better high school players now with the portal still kind of flooded with older guys, over-year guys? You got to get those quality young men you wanted up in your program that's blood that you might not have gotten previously to the backlog we have right now with the portal right now.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, we was initially going to go more high school, and so we can kind of let them grow, get to know each other. And that's the thing about the portal. You just never know who you're going to get attitude-wise, But, when we look back on it, we saw what everybody else was doing. We're like, you know what, guys, we got to go out. I said, we got to make this decision, go out and get guys now that's going to come in and help us win, because, again, we end up losing a couple of D-end guys that, would have helped us out big time had they stayed. So they went to bigger things, better things. And so we had to go out again, hit that transfer portal, replace those guys. And we have done a great job with that offensively and defensively.
No doubt, Coach. I got last one more before you, Coach, man. So as you look at this, man, you look at this year, man, talk about this improvement of the SWAC football overall for its coaching, players, talent overall that we watch on ESPN and HBCU Go this year. The talent we're going to see when we watch you guys play.
Man, there's a whole lot of talent out there, Bossman, because I'm telling you, and I tell everybody in there, man, don't sleep on the SWAC. You got Coach Simmons over there at FAM doing a great job. You got TC who's taking over for Coach Prime at Jackson, who put on a great show the other night on ABC or CBS, wherever it was. And, man, and that's the kind of talent really across the SWAC, in my opinion, because, again, you got Southern still, you got Grambling, again, you got Pine Bluff that's coming up with Coach Hampton over there. That's going, I guarantee it's going to have them guys ready to go this year, because, again, he knows what it takes to win, he knows how to win, and he's going to just instill into those young men there. And, of course, we got Alcorn, Alabama. Say again, we got a lot of talent in this league, and we just need everybody to understand and recognize that. And when I say everybody, I mean guys like the other sports, other sports, meaning the pro levels like the XFL, USFL, Canadian, even the pro league, even the big boys. We got talent here. You guys just got to come out and take the chance with our athletes, and I guarantee you won't be disappointed.
Yes, it did. With Coach McDowell, thank you for your time as always, Coach. And I'll be looking this weekend, see how you all do. My best luck to you this year. And I hope to see you at Atlanta Celebration Bowl, Coach.
Absolutely. I'm receiving that, big fella.
Yes, sir. All right, Coach. I'll see you, man.
All right. Take care, my brother.
All right.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z. Sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews. You name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcasts on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.